Water's a global problem, truly, and we've seen a tremendous dedication in Pasadena to meeting water needs. The water department of the city of Pasadena was established by Mayor William Thumb. It took a long time because there were a lot of really intense political battles that went on about the value of the property, how much the water system was worth, who was going to get rich unfairly off of the sale of the water system to the city of Pasadena. Pasadena really played a leading role in the 20s in forming the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Mayor Hiram Wadsworth at that time was the head of a committee of citizens from throughout Southern California who got together in order to develop the Colorado River Aqueduct and the Metropolitan Water District to bring that water into Southern California.
The city of Pasadena has 500 miles of pipes in the ground. Probably 200 to 300 miles of those were built in the 1920s and 30s.
Our predecessors in the water division, when they designed the system, they did a very good job, and although our system is very old, it still runs pretty well.
Droughts have been very important teachers throughout the history of water in our region. The drought of 1898, which hit for an extended period of time, and all of a sudden it looked like we didn't have any water at all, not even to grow, but just to meet the water needs of the people that already lived here at that time, which was only about 15,000 people at that time. And so based on that, we then went and formed the municipal water department in order to provide water for the future.
Pasadena takes about 60% of its water from Metropolitan Water Company, and that water comes either from Colorado River or the North California water projects, the lakes and streams that are up in Northern California. We've got about over 13 wells that pump the water out of the groundwater basin. The points at which the MWD water comes in, we have 5 connections, and they're in various sections of the city. So it's just going to go in and mix with the well water that's being pumped. We also have a treatment plant. It's called the Monk Hill Treatment Plant. And that treats water from Monk Hill plants that are in the northwest portion of the city.
In the 40s, really, Theodore von Karman and some scientists from J.P.L. went up to the Arroyo Seco and they started doing rocket testing. They used a chemical that is actually a naturally occurring chemical, but they expanded its use, called perchlorate. And the perchlorate eventually got into the water supplies of our region and contaminated many of the wells in the Arroyo Seco.
That perchlorate affected 4 wells in that area, so we have to shut all 4 wells down.
The city of Pasadena stepped in and decided that the quality of water was worth fighting for. And for the first time, we saw a city challenge an entity like J.P.L.
So I shut it down, shut the wells down, and then built a new treatment plant to remove both volatile organic compounds and perchlorate.
So that brought back our ability to use our local groundwater resources.
The Monk Hill treatment system, there's vessels, and one's an ion exchange, and the other one is called an LGAC, and it's activated granulated carbon, and that takes out the VOCs, and the membrane filter takes out the perchlorates, and then we chlorinate the water, it goes into the reservoir, and then it's distributed into the water system.
Pasadena's citizens are fortunate to have a water quality that makes sure everything is safe.
At our water quality labs, we test the water for anything that might be harmful. We have specialized tests for things like perchlorates and nitrates.
We only test for perchlorate. This is dedicated to run this compound only. This is a color test, so we're basically adding a reagent to each sample. -minute reaction time. And if there's nitrite present, then the water will turn a pink color.
100 years ago, the average American male lived to be 48. Today it's 70. No small part of that was chlorination of drinking water.
Our staff includes a lot of field personnel who make sure that we are constructing and maintaining the major pipes that bring water into the homes and businesses.
One of the big challenges right now is to change out those pipelines and the tanks and bring them up to seismic codes.
So we have like a 20-year plan where we're replacing most of our water mains, basically all of our water mains. Right now we have 2 mainline crews, and what we're committed to is laying new main. We have a service crew where once the mainline crew is finished with their project, the service crew reconnects us to the new main. And then we have a fire service crew.
Pasadena has been committed to being innovative with regard to water and the safety of water. Our crews are dedicated to ensuring that water gets safely to your homes, and our engineers work around the clock to maintain the systems we have built. Our water quality team tests daily to make sure that your water is safe for consumption. We're going to, as a community, rely more on our resources in the city. We're going to add to it by utilizing reclaimed water. We're going to conserve, and we're going to lessen our dependence on imported water. Though we will face serious issues in the future based on the environmental concerns and things that are man-made, we will continue to work hard to overcome them.
It's very important that people realize that that same quest, which has been so important to the success and progress of the city of Pasadena, is really a global quest, and we need to share in the solutions to the global water challenge.